Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majewski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Studios with the Weather Report, the North Georgia edition exclusively for you Facebook subscribers and YouTube members here on your July the 1st, 2026. And since I'm treating this as my Friday, since I won't be taking the next 4 days off, we're going to go ahead and make this a free sampler Friday for everybody. So if you'd like to become a YouTube member or a Facebook subscriber and help our efforts to build a professional 24-hour channel, please consider. It'd be an honor and privilege to keep you up to date on the latest weather conditions with this exclusive content. All right, let's go get into today's report, get you ready for the 4th of July weekend. As you can see, we got a lot of sunshine. It is hazy. It is humid. We're going to keep this song and dance going a few days longer. We do have some relief coming, so just hold on. We're going to get into all that here in this update as we take our traditional live look around here in North Georgia, Helen, Georgia. Once again, pretty hazy out there for this morning, but a lot of sunshine out there. And over toward Athens, pretty dry. And looks like the areas in North Georgia and the northern counties and the western areas are going to be the favorite areas today for showers and thunderstorms. So like Athens, probably not looking to see much rain there. Look at that hot, hazy sun over Dahlonega this morning there. It's a pretty sunrise there over the UNG campus. Up toward Dalton, Georgia, there's a train's going on by this morning, looking at a sunny sky there. And it's going to be pretty steamy up across the northwest, especially for today. And also looking at Sky Valley up there in northeast Georgia. Probably cool off a little bit there. But I tell you, folks, you're going to need that elevation to help you because it's going to be a lot of 90s, even in areas like, Blairsville and over toward Blue Ridge. Those areas will even get 90s today. So it's looking pretty steamy out there this afternoon. All right, let's look at our current map. Again, we just got areas of high pressure here. You got the surface highs here, also sitting at the upper levels of the atmosphere as well. Everybody here in the 70s. Now, when you see these 0-degree temperatures, by the way, that means the stick's just not reporting right now. The Gainesville stick's back down again, so just one of those things. But definitely very warm. It's only 80 degrees right now at the Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson Airport right now. Satellite picture showing us here. We got some thunderstorms here off the New Orleans coast there and down toward Mississippi. Just some clouds here across central Georgia, but otherwise, we're going to see a lot of sunshine today, folks, and a very hot day, to say the least. And we're not the only ones suffering, okay? We got a big old area here of heat advisories stretching all the way from the northwest, all the way into the middle of the country, back into the southeast. You see all these heat advisories in here, and that's going to hold in place at least until probably Saturday. And then we'll start to see things kind of chip away at that as we go in the days ahead. Now, today, the favorite zone for thunderstorms is going to be into the western and northwestern zone. So what that means is you might see an isolated shower or thunderstorm, and I mean isolated, folks. Very spotty like we saw yesterday. But if you do get one of these because it's so hot outside, it's like octane fuel for thunderstorms, we might see a special weather statement. We saw a couple of those yesterday in Douglasville, for example, or an isolated severe thunderstorm. Again, nothing widespread. But the possibility is there with some strong gusty winds and lightning going to be your big threat there. Going into Thursday, it does cover more of North Georgia, but again, the coverage will be spotty. I want to be very clear about that. And then going to your day 3 outlook here, just a general thunderstorm threat there expected there as we go into Friday. But again, really the rain coverage and chances the next 3 days are going to be pretty low. So if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Quick update here on the tropics. That little area disturbed weather we were watching off the Georgia coast there, it's gone. Don't have to worry about that. And we got a little depression out there in the Pacific. So the tropics right now going into the 4th of July weekend, looking quiet. No problems out there in the tropics. Hey, I got a new little radar I just added in here. I love this thing. This thing's sweet. It's a nice little sweep blind radar system here. I really like it. It can do some really good things as far as tracking and stuff. Very similar to some of the professional products I've used, and I'm going to be testing it out for a little while, but I do like the presentation here, and when we get some storms around, we will definitely put it through its paces, to say the least. All right, let's go look at our current temperatures. Everybody here generally in the 70s out there. Very warm and sticky start to the day. Just get ready for, again, a hot one. And you guys up here in these northwestern zones, these are the favorite zones for afternoon thunderstorms. So let's go jump into our model data here. We'll talk about that as we're kind of got this looping on through. It looks like those will be the favorite zones here for the next couple of days, really. Definitely tomorrow, going into your Thursday as well. So Wednesday and Thursday. So let me go and let this loop. We'll go and slow us down a little bit here. And we'll go into this afternoon. So you see the storm start to pop over there in Alabama by 3 o'clock. There's 4 o'clock. You see up there near Dalton and Franklin. And you notice the direction these things are moving. This is the direction they were moving yesterday too. So they're moving in this general direction. So again, not your typical, coming from the other way. So they're going to be coming at you from what you don't typically see. So that's your blow up there for today. Definitely favoring Alabama for sure. And then it settles down once we lose that daytime heating. And then once we get into tomorrow, again, going into your Thursday, and here's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, about an hour later than what we're seeing today. It starts to pop there across northwest Georgia again with some showers and thunderstorms once again up near Dahlonega and stuff like that. So we get to watch those storms once again pop up. So basically, if you're close to the metro Atlanta area, you're probably not going to see much of the chance of rain. But if you're north of Gainesville, Rome, it looks like today and tomorrow especially, the best chance of seeing the storms. And then it looks like going in toward Friday, very spotty at that day going on Friday as well, although it does get a few more storms down toward Gainesville and Athens here going into your Friday. So again, very spotty coverage, very hot and steamy weather here going into as we wrap up this week and get ready for the 4th of July holiday. I know a lot of folks took off this week, but definitely very hot. Rainfall totals. This duration. Now, again, coverage is going to be spotty, okay? I know he's like, oh, look at all the rain. It's really kind of isolated. And what that's telling me is wherever these thunderstorms line up, you're going to get a pretty good gully washing because there's a lot of precipitable water in the atmosphere. So it'll be some localized heavier rains here and there, but nothing widespread, not like a traditional kind of, big coverage area of rain and thunderstorms. Not getting that. It'll be very spotty going into the weekend. All right, so looking at the temperatures here for this afternoon, very hot, as you can see. I mean, you got 90s all over the place. If you throw in that heat index factor, there it feels like 106 in Adairsville, 106 in Rome. The areas there across northwest Georgia were the kind of the favored zones for the advisories and stuff for today. So again, just you can kind of see that right here. Let me zoom in a little bit closer. Now, what this means, folks, when you see this, is like, oh, look, the northeast Georgia is not in it. Well, that's because the air is a little drier. It's still hot, but the humidity is not as bad. So therefore, the feel-like temperatures are not quite up into that criteria there. So that's the deal on that, just so you know what's going on with that. But it's all relative. Everybody's going to be, again, pretty hot, to say the least, here for this afternoon. Now, as far as our lows for tomorrow morning, once again, they're going to be plenty muggy once again going into tomorrow morning. So going into the morning hours again, everybody generally in the 70s to right near 80 in metro Atlanta. And then afternoon highs going into your Thursday. Once again, it's pretty hot. I mean, just look at, we already popping 100 degrees, 101 degrees. Look at this. These are air temperatures. These are not feel-like temperatures. 101, 100 degrees. This might be a little over, but the point is it's plenty hot. And then when you factor in the feel-like temperatures here, ouch, 107. I mean, it's just a very wicked hot. So please be careful outside here, as we've been telling you all week. We knew this was coming from last week, so it's not really a big surprise to anybody. Now, let's go look at the jet stream. Again, we're watching that because that what dictates what's going to happen with our overall weather pattern. What are we going to be seeing here? Now, the ridge is going to break down, and I think it's going to allow us to settle back into more traditional July weather pattern, which is low 90s, low 70s, scattered showers and thunderstorms. So as you can see here on your Wednesday, we've got that big ridge. It ain't going, it's sit in place. You got the big trough out in the west. So ridge here in the east. That's what that heat dome is. I'm sure you've heard that in the media a lot. So as we go forward, that dome breaks down. So we see more of a west-east flow coming here, a little bit of a trough here across the northeast. Typically, sometimes we get a backdoor front when that happens. All right. So that holds in place. And there it looks like an inverted trough kind of hangs in. You see the big ridge there in the middle. So as we go in toward the middle of the month, we've got a trough in here. So again, could see another front come back down this way. So that's going to keep us unsettled. We'll get these fronts that'll kind of push into the southeast, probably die out, but they'll help enhance the rain chances as we go deeper into the month. So at least we're not seeing any kind of signs of drought getting back in. I do expect the drought index tomorrow to maybe show some slight back, but I don't expect it to reestablish itself, at least the way it's currently looking. All right, so again, kind of looping this through. Really not really specific data kind of show you to worry about. But you get the gist. You're going to see the showers and power showers and thunderstorms daily, which are fairly isolated now, which are running in that 20-30% range. Well, up to about 50% as we go into the weekend. That's going to allow the temperatures to come back down, and that'll continue into next week. So again, the relief is coming in the form of more clouds, better showers and thunderstorms, where they're popping earlier in the day too, maybe closer to noon, 1 o'clock, than say 3-4 o'clock. So you get a little less hours to really get a chance to heat up. So that's the change there as well. So let's look at the rainfall totals. This is your 7-day total. Now, we'll say this, European has backed off a little bit as far as the totals a little bit, but you're going to get natural fluctuations from day to day. So this is your 7-day, but look what happens here is to take it forward here to your 10-day, obviously filling in some more there, and then taking it all the way out to the end. The bottom line here is we've got regular rainfall chances here that are going to return and kind of scatter all around, so everybody will get opportunities to get their lakes filled up and get some heavy rains here and there. All right, now obviously we're still tracking the high heat. These are today's plus above normal temperatures, like Lafayette at 13 and Gainesville at 6 and Atlanta at 8. So let's track this into next Wednesday. We're going to take it for the next 7 days here. So let's go check this out. We'll go into your Thursday afternoon, and still 15, 11. You're very, very hot, very steamy. You see a lot of red on that map. Then you can obviously see when the rains start to pop up here, where they see the blues pop in there. So going to your Friday afternoon, how's that looking? Oh, ouch, 16 in Lafayette, 10 in Gainesville, 8 in Clayton, 11 in Hiawassee, 7 in J. Yeah, just staying plenty hot. So how about going into the 4th of July? How's that looking on the 4th? That's more of the same. No big changes there. Like 10, 12. LJ, 3 degrees below. That's closer to normal. At least we'll say that. And then going into your Sundays, how's Sunday looking? Sunday's still looking hot as well. Still well above normal there going into Sunday. Although you see some storms there on Sunday afternoon starting to pop, start cool it off a little bit. Monday next week, looks like we see temperatures here coming down just a little bit. So there you go. That's good there. And looks like we are seeing that again with scattered storms there on Monday. And it looks like Tuesday, again, you get the gist. The temperatures are backing off, okay? So going into next week, we're going to see the temperatures back off and get more closer to where they're supposed to be. There's below normal temperatures going to Wednesday because increased chances of rain. So that is coming. Just get ready for it, all right? So here we go with our temperatures again as we check out the forecast here for today. And again, this is going for Friday, but look at this, 101 in Clemson, 96 in Gainesville, 97 in Calhoun, 99 in Dalton, 96 down in Atlanta. Pretty hot. Going into the 4th of July weekend here. Again, still holding well into the 90s. Jefferson's lighting up 100 degrees there at 2 o'clock on Saturday. 98 over in Dalton. Very, very hot. 98 in Gainesville. Yikes. How about Sunday afternoon? Going through the whole weekend here. 2 o'clock temperatures, 100 degrees in Jefferson, 97 in Gainesville, 97 in Atlanta. This is the European model, by the way. You see some storms breaking late Sunday afternoon. We do have rain chances up to 50% that day. Monday next week. All right. Well, this is looking a little more reasonable. That's definitely a nice change. Look at that. See, check that out on Monday. That's getting back down to where we're supposed to be for this time of year, and also going into Tuesday as well. So things will begin to improve. Now, taking a quick look at our climate outlook, one thing you're going to notice is a couple things. One, the level of brown over us is going to back off, which means our temperatures are going to be closer to normal. And we're going to still see a lot of green on the map, which is great news to keep us from falling back into drought. So looking at your climate outlook here, which goes from the 6th to the 10th as we go into next week, still showing above normal temperatures, but going 8th to the 14th, really lightens up there. So it means we're probably close to normal, I would say, for the most part here as we go deeper into the month there across Georgia. What about precipitation? That is also looking pretty good here. As I go and zoom in again, you're looking at above normal precipitation chances here as we go from the 6th to the 10th, and that will continue as well going through the 8th to the 14th. So I've had some folks a little concerned about, how long is this heat dome going to stick around? Are we going to fall back into drought? And right now, based off what we're seeing from the Climate Prediction Center and based off the models that we're seeing right now, I would say absolutely not. Does not look like we're going to be falling back into that. And we'll see the showers and thunderstorms back in there, which will also help keep the temperatures down just a little bit here as well. So again, we got to deal with the hot temperatures here into the weekend. You guys just be safe out there. Obviously, make sure you stay hydrated dehydrated, light color clothing. If you're feeling overheated, head inside. Heat casualties are the number one killer in the country. That's why we do treat this without kid gloves here. So make sure you guys stay safe out there. Like I said, we're going to be taking a 4-day weekend. I need to take a knee. I need to recharge the batteries a little bit. We're still working toward that goal of building that professional 24-hour channel. And sometimes I tend to burn both candles from both ends. So, so I'm going to go ahead and take a 4-day. We'll see you back in here on your Monday for your regular report. And you guys have a great and safe weekend with your families here this 4th of July. We'll talk to y'all later. You guys take it easy. Bye-bye.